So we're mentioning here on page 2 in Speak of Dashen, Rabbeinu Avraham is telling us that there are two paths. There's the common path and the special path. And for now we're going to talk about the common path. This is the road that we're taking. And he tells us the following thing. Ve'amitat haderech hazeh. The truth tells us that to go on this road of the common Jew, the common path. By the way, common doesn't mean simple. It's a mistake. Common just means what everyone has to do. And then special, on top of that, there are other people who have to do more. It doesn't mean that they're common people and, it's like low people. Just everyone is obligated in this. And other people are obligated in more. Right, well, we're going to see what he calls them. You're right, there are a few names he's going to give it.
Yeah, you're right. It didn't say low, it's common.
Common, very good, right. B'kiyum ha-mitzvot is that on this road of mitzvah observance, hu sheyesh shomer ha-Torah, it's so that the keeper of the Torah, who's that? That's us. He who keeps the Torah.
Children.
Mevin has to understand ma shetzivah Hashem yitaleh b'torato. La'asoto. You have to understand what it was that Hashem commanded us in the Torah to do. Uma she'asar la'asoto. And what He prohibited us from doing, or told us not to do. What? So the basic part of this path, the first step on this path, is what? What did we just say?
Do what you're supposed to do.
What does He say to do?
Not
This I feel obvious, to do. He's adding in something else here. Close.
Hitler also thought supposed to do it. Everybody else is supposed to do it.
What is it here?
Clear-cut rules.
To, what's the key word here?
I'm the guy. No, there's not.
Understand what He does. You have to remember, we're reading a book here. Very good.
To understand.
We're reading a book here from Rabbeinu Avraham, the son of who? The Rambam, right? Rambam, for him, understanding Torah, your rationale, your mind, your logic, your intellect has to be sharp. You have to understand what you're doing. Don't just say, oh, this is what we do, it's tradition.
Rabbi used to have big conference every year. We have allowed in Manhattan, big projects. They have to learn the whole year. At the end of the year, huge crowd for conference every year. Now I don't know what's happening.
On the Rambam. Yeah. But the Rambam, his whole mindset was understanding, logic, rationale. Let's look maybe here. Other people will tell you tradition is the most important thing, Kabbalah is the most important thing, spirituality. On page 480, Rabbeinu Avraham tells us that there are a number of parts to the neshama. And the higher part of the neshama is the chelek hahegioni shebanefesh, the logical, rational part of your soul. This isn't classic to other Jewish sources. This is the Rambam's camp. And therefore he's telling you here they see it here on page 2, this word mevin, to understand. You can't just keep the Torah. You can't just be observant. You have to be educated. You have to be an educated Jew who's mevin, who understands the Torah. What it is that I have to do, and what it is that I'm not allowed to do. I'll never forget when I was in 11th grade, we were studying Masechet Nedarim. Nedarim, a tractate in the Talmud. And there it is a famous rif, beautiful rif, on the piece of the Talmud that says that you must learn Torah day and night. And the reason why you must study Torah day and night, that nobody should ever ask you a question in Torah, v'tegamgem, and you're going to start stuttering because you're not sure what the right answer is. I didn't reach that level yet. People ask me sometimes, I have to look it up, or I need to figure it out. But the ideal of Limud Torah...
Look at the index.
Eli comes up with an easy solution. But the ideal of Limud Torah is to know the Torah so well that there's not something there that someone can ask you that you don't know.
Now we just Google it.
Rabbi Google is very helpful sometimes. But it's not, what do? They say Shabbat. People are stuck. People whose rabbi is Google, so on Shabbat they don't have a rabbi to go to. But the truth is, we have Chachamim like that. Our Gdolei Israel, our rabbis. Every area of Torah, you ask them a question on, they know. They understand. They have the answer for it. Chacham Ovadia wasn't like that. Chacham Mordechai was not like that. Rabbi Moshe Feinstein was not like that. The Lubavitcher Rebbe was not like that. Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach was not like that. Rav Peretz, she lived and do well compared to her. He's not like that. There's Chachamim today who are like that. So they came out, Chaim Kanievsky. Everything you ask, he's going to tell you. To understand why it is that we do things. Not just enough to do them. Not just enough to be religious. What?
This is common.
This is common. No, what are we starting to understand? Two things about the common road. It is not so common. It's not so simple to be on the common road. And two, that a lot of people have a lot more work to do in order to even be on the common road. We have a... No, oh, what about this? How am I ever going to finish knowing everything? Okay, I agree, not everything. But the things that we need to know, practically the parts that we need to know, listen, we're going to learn Shulchan Aruch. They're going to come up parts. They're going to come up parts of Shulchan Aruch that, I don't know, we're not doing this today. Not because it's not a halakha, but it's not practical. Yeah, the famous questions on Shulchan Aruch, you have a talit and it got old. So can you cut a talit in half? Put a hole in the middle of it and tie two more strings to the other corners, and now you have two tzitziot. You can wear them like tzitzit. Or not. So we'll learn the basic principles of halachot, but all the details, if it's like this, if it's like that. Most of us, the tzitzit gets old, the talit gets old, we donate it somewhere, we put it in the geniza. So at least the things that we need to know, we should know. The other things, the laws of, you don't give gitin, so you don't have to say laws of gitin. You're not marrying other people. So maybe the laws of Kiddushin you don't need to know. But Shabbat, Kashrut, to really know them. And then Rabbi Avram continues. Shemit bonen, that he should ponder, he should meditate. B'mitzvah or b'isur, l'fi hachasam elav. He should look and say, this mitzvah, this avera, how does it relate to me? How do I need to keep it? I'm a man. I am married. I have children. How does this mitzvah apply to me? My wife, she has to figure out how it applies to her. That's her thing. My after it applies to me. What do I struggle? Do I struggle with mitzvah? So I have to figure it out. Is it hard for me to not do this averah? So I have to figure it out. V'kabel la'asot et hamutan elav. And a person should accept upon himself, I will do whatever it is that I need to do according to the Torah. Ul'dihimana min ha'asur elav. To say, listen, that which I'm not allowed to do, I will not do it. And this is a big problem in America today. Because we're democratic in our life, we think that we come to Hashem, we're also, Hashem, here in San Diego, we voted this halakha out of the Torah. We don't do it here. Here in California, so I know if I lived in Israel, fine. If I lived in New York, maybe. But it's California, it's a different Torah over here, Hashem. Kadosh Baruch Hu told us, this is Torah. Here it's going to be different. There it's going to be different. A little bit of submission, of saying, Hashem, what is it? Mikabel, I'm accepting on myself. Like on Har Sinai, we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. I'm accepting it on myself. And if I'm going to sit down and learn a book, and there's Shulchan Aruch says to do X or to do Y. So I didn't know that yesterday, but now I know it, and now I'm going to do it. Oh, but it's not comfortable, it's not convenient, it's not what I thought I knew. Well, that's part of being an Eved Hashem. This is the whole book is the guide to serving Hashem. So guide number 1, listen to the rules. And you might ask, this is a very simple thing. Why does he even have to tell you that in order to be a servant of Hashem, you have to keep the Torah Mitzvot? Why? It's simple. It's obvious.
Because that's how you serve Hashem.
No, okay, because it's step number one. Well, why tell us step number one? It's obvious.
Because he adds the understanding.
Oh, so he added understanding. Very good. That's not so simple.
So he says that the doing was supposed to come with understanding.
Guidelines.
So I'm going to ask you a question to make a problem for you. You up for it? I agree with you if you would have told me you have to do the mitzvot. And then level number one. Level number two, understand them. Here he's telling me level number one, understand the mitzvot. Level number two, do them. Why? I don't have a good answer. Why? What do you think? What could be an answer?
With that understanding too.
Say what you're saying. What do you mean? What if I don't understand the mitzvah? Does that mean I don't keep it?
Well, like the red cow, well, we don't keep it because we don't have a red cow in our temple, but they never understood, but they kept it.
Also, if I meet some epikoros on my Shabbat table, says, Rabbi, love your fellow like yourself. Hey, I like that one. I understand it. And don't beat my wife. I like that one. I understand it. Not driving on Shabbat. I don't know. It doesn't really resonate with my inner spirituality. Yeah, but who asked you? HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, not a. Meaning here, even if I don't understand it, I'm accepting upon myself to do it anyways. I'll understand it later. That could be an answer. Right. Or you could tell me, Rabbi, the order here is not relevant. Okay, that would be a simple answer. But I think that Rabbi Avraham is coming to tell us that even if you didn't get there logically yet, it doesn't mean you don't have to do it. The common road is just do it. Also understand it, but do it too. And then he says the next part. Ve'im lo yeda mahu, page 4, mitzuveh, and if a person does not know what he's commanded, lo titzlach darko, he will not be successful. If I don't know halakha, how can I be a successful Jew? It's an absurd world you live in today. Many Jews that are religious that don't know halachot. Many rabbis that don't know halachot.
But they do it.
Yeah, but they don't do it out of knowledge. They do it out of... That's what I saw everyone else doing. This is a dangerous thing. How are we going to serve Hashem? How am I going to know how to drive according to the law if I don't know the law? If a person skips driving school and they get a fake driver's license, well, what's the chance a police officer will stop them?
Pretty high.
Well, if he knows how to drive and he keeps all the rules, maybe not. But how is he going to keep all the rules if he never studied them? So it is pretty high that he'll get caught.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in this world, there are rules, there are halachot. How do you expect to follow the halachot if I don't study them? People study all kinds of Jewish things today. But not what Hashem wants from us. Not what Chazal want from us. We have to, halakha is an integral part of our life. V'lakach nitkavnu Chazal ba'omram, and this is what Chazal meant when they said in Perkei Avot, En bur yirechet. A bur, what is a bur? I didn't have a word like that in English too, no? A bur? B-O-O-R? Like an ignoramus, a fool.
Ignorant person.
Yeah, very good. He cannot fear sin. He cannot be connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Rabbi Nachman of Breslev, he's a big Hasidic Rebbe. They once told him about this, the simple Jew in Hasidic circles. They say, Pashat Yid, the simple Jew. He's so simple. He serves Hashem out of such simplicity, he must be one of the hidden tzaddikim. You know how simple he is? He reads Tehillim and he sees chapter Lamed Aleph. He doesn't know that it means chapter Lamed Aleph. He thinks it's the word Lo. So he reads the word Lo. See how holy he is, Rabbi Nachman? And everyone's like, wow, such a simple Jew who serves Hashem with simplicity and amazing. And Rabbi Nachman's quiet. And so finally they tell Rabbi Nachman, what do you think? And Rabbi Nachman says, he's not a righteous person. How could he be righteous? Lo am ha'aretz chasid, an ignorant ramis, cannot be righteous. Do you think Hashem wants foolish people? Hashem wants learned people.
Well, he created ignorant people.
He created people who don't know how to go to the bathroom also. He doesn't expect them to stay that way their whole life. At a certain point you have to teach yourself.
Yeah.
And this is a basic rule. We were taught that, just serve Hashem out of simplicity and don't ask too many questions. But this model is not the way. Rabbeinu Avraham is saying that it's not the way you're going to come close to Hashem. Do you want to come close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Out of knowledge.
Okay, then I'll have to clarify that. He created people who don't have the capacity to learn.
Okay.
But you're talking about people
who do have the capacity and choose to be ignorant.
Choose to be ignorant. Not
Right.
those who
Right.
are ignorant because they don't have a choice.
Bur and bur yirechet. A bur cannot be a fear of heaven, of